Hi everybody, and thanks for listening. Last time we spoke, it was regarding the Paul Ryan plan versus the Obama plan. Today I would like to talk to you about what is going to be the single most important issue of the 2012 election, the economy. I think it's pretty apparent, despite what part of the political persuasion you yield to, that our economy is bad and that you can't spend your way to prosperity, you can't spend your way to lower deficits, and you can't spend your way to a better economy. Despite what anyone will tell you or imply, those are fundamental truths that will not change. This policy has been tested in the past time and time again, but Americans have short-term memory. We all do. This time I hope we remember that unemployment wasn't supposed to be above 8% if we spent this money. That the economy was supposed to be growing jobs at a pretty astronomical rate by now if we spent this stimulus money. That our deficits should be decreasing over a 5, 10, 15-year period. We should see some type of signs and evidence that would support that based on the stimulus being spent. We should have shovel-ready jobs not only in Mississippi but across the nation. Where are those shovel-ready jobs? They're non-existent. In order to restore this economy to the level that we as the American citizens need, there are a few things that have to happen, none of which has happened under the current administration. For small business owners and other business owners who are the job creators in this country, they have to have a landscape that allows them to make plans over the long term. Currently, we do not have that. The threat of being taxed at each election cycle at a higher rate will not allow them to make the type of strategies and plans that we need in order to accelerate job growth. This type of class warfare that's being battled is good politics, but it is bad for the American people as a whole. The reality of it is, when any group suffers in this country, it has an impact on the other. Our fates, our destiny is intertwined. So what is happening to the American people right now as a collective whole is bad. It's not bad for just a select few. It's bad for all of us. Another thing that the government has to do is step out of the role that it is taking with regards to being in the private sector. The government has no role in the private sector. I was reading an article the other day regarding the government attempting to tell the company Boeing where it can and cannot locate its factories or its plants. This is not free market. The government being able to dictate who, where, when, how will not accelerate job growth, and it will not level off and grow our economy. This is a critical component in free market solutions. This has to stop in order to see our economy return back to the levels that we would like it to. The last thing we have to do in order to revive our economy is cut spending. The best plan to do that has been the Paul Ryan budget. It may not be popular to some, it may not even be understood across the spectrum, but it is the best strategy currently that we as Americans have seen to cut spending. No matter how you slice it and dice it, we have to do that to get back on track. So now let's recap. What we really need is an extension of the Bush tax cuts. We need to make those permanent. If we make those permanent, businesses will have the kind of long-term landscape to make the strategies and plans that we need to accelerate job growth. We need the government to remove itself from the private sector. Someone asked me a little while ago when they did attempt or have attempted to stop Boeing, is this socialism? I think the answer is pretty apparent. If someone can tell you when, where, how, in respects to your own private business, then I think the answer is clear. You're not the owner, someone else is. And lastly, again, we need to cut spending. It's imperative that we cut spending. You cannot spend your way to prosperity, you can't spend your way to lower deficits, and you can't spend your way to a strong economy. You can't spend your way to job creation. Those are myths that's been stated and proven to be false. 2011, unemployment above 8%. 2011, no shovel-ready jobs for a significant portion of Americans. 2011. Do we want this to be 2012? Do we want this to be 2013, 2014, 2015, and beyond? This election in 2012 is the most important election that I've seen in my lifetime. I think it's the most important election that you've seen in your lifetime. Let's stand up, let's be counted, let's be educated, let's make the right decision, let's get this right. Get out the vote 2012. See you at the polls.